Hi, this is Mia. It's still Monday. It's getting dark out. It's kind of sunny. I should go for a walk. I should just do it, guys. Um, I'm super thirsty. I never got my lemonade. I don't want to go for a walk. I just feel like I don't want to have what happened yesterday. My hair needs to be moisturized, and I just washed it a couple days ago. It's dry. I was rebraiding it like crazy yesterday. It looked nice, and, like braided, and then now it's like. Bleh. I should go on a walk. I don't think I'm going to finish this project today. So I have a list of people. Most everybody has not had any billing submitted for 2019 or even 2020 for that matter. I'm like, what the heck is my problem? I've been seeing patients regularly. Again, the first video I put this morning, let's post it. I had stated that my counselor had said, like, oh, you have to figure out something, blah, blah, blah. It's like he doesn't understand the self-employment. And he is in healthcare, and he's doing some self-employment stuff and trying to put himself in a space where he can work outside of his business. And I'm like, does he not understand that when you're an employee of someone, you're an employee of someone? When you work for yourself, you know that he gets it for himself. But for some reason, I don't know why, because I'm a naturopathic physician / doctor, or natural medical doctor. I don't know why he doesn't get. NMD almost sounds better, and just keep saying ND or NMD sounds better. Anyways, for this state, I don't mind ND in Oregon and Washington's fine, but I'm not like a medical assistant or nurse assistant, certified nurse assistant or phlebotomist where I cannot have my standalone place where I have to work under somebody. I am a standalone place, and I'm considering opening up a lab, and just have a rural health clinic that's a lab, and I will still see people. I mean, I'll see the people for their conditions. They have to have an appointment. It's not going to be like, oh, come in, and it's like if I'm the person running the lab test, I'm the one who has to make the order for the lab test. Like, I'm not just going to be like, bring your order and bring your order from somewhere else, or just walk in and I'll just let you pay for a lab. I need to have a valid reason, a medical reason. Any lab tests now, for some reason, they don't have that need, I think, for all their tests to have a doctor's prescription, no order. I had a patient who did that, and she would bring it in, and she was getting to the age where she shouldn't be on this type of medication she had, and her medication helped her energy level, it helped her weight, and it helped her sleep and like think. And the medication is not for that. The medication is for something else, and it's a standard medication, but over age 50 and stuff, women should not be taking this, and they need to change it because of the risk. And it's just thinking about this lady having, oh, I need that. I can't even think about not using it. And we had to call in. I had to call in the pharmacy to order her prescriptions. And our clinic was inside of a school, a college building. I had to go outside in the street to order the prescription because my cell phone wouldn't work in the building. And she needed the labs, was it every month? I wonder how many shifts I did over there. I only did one. It was every month, and or two. I feel like I saw her. If that shift was only 12 weeks, I mean, it could have been. She was very difficult. I got along very well. Some of the residents and supervisors are a bit, oh my god, this patient no one can get along with. And I get along with these people. Like, sometimes I would be talking to someone for 2 hours, and they're like, you spend too much time in there, but how'd you do it? Like, these community clinics, how'd you do it? How'd you get along with this person, get our needs met? I'm like, I have a passion for helping people. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm not one of those snobby, I'm better than you, and you will be my servant. It's like I learn from you, you learn from me. I have the ability to do A, B, and C because of my skills and knowledge and legal availability to do that. And you have whatever you have. Like, you're signed a paper that said you'll be my patient. That's basically everything, and somehow I'll get paid. Back then I was a student. I didn't get paid. I had to pay to trade. I had to pay to see her more than she had to pay to see me. I'll tell you the truth there, buddy. I got that. That's one of my strengths, is to get along with those who other people dread. And it's like there's no other patients. We are not overloaded with patients. You're going to have me talk to somebody who comes from hours away or 2 hours away every 2-3 months, and she wants to get all her meds. And the meds that we had for the medicinary in this community clinic, we did have a closet. Most still have a closet. And we did have where we could, what's the word I'm looking for? Something's telling me to order medications. We did have where we, would need to be very creative, where we were getting discounted medications. When I was a patient at the same place, I realized everything was expired. They gave me old medication because I was poor. They didn't even give me the opportunity to buy anything. Like, oh, this one's poor. Like, this was free. This was free. But I probably went home and went through the cupboards and noticed like the year, oh, like 1996. What kind of crap is this? Like, that shouldn't be legal. Like, people want to donate that stuff to Haiti and Africa and stuff, and it's like, why don't you donate it to your own mouth to see how you like it? It's like, just because I'm poor and black doesn't mean, it's like we don't have a choice sometimes. They don't give you a choice. We had to do laundry, speaking of choices. And we ended up having to, like, say they had 3 supplements. Say they had a fish oil, certain brand, and they had a magnesium sulfate or magnesium potassium certain powder drink that tastes good, and they had some other medication, let's say vitamin D drops or lozenges. What are those things? What are those small lozenges? It's like a little tiny capsule. Say they had 3 things, 3 different brands that are 3 brands that they like. The taste, it went with their system. Well, I felt better, and they come in again in 2-3 months because we were getting orders strange from the company or from our main clinic. I don't know how we got this stuff, but I'm thinking in my mind, you would have to be creative if you were out of 2, say you're out of 2 or 3 of them. You want to get them equivalent vitamin D, what you want to make sure, like, did they ever have allergies? Like, you can't just, it's not like when you go to the pharmacy, you just get the same thing every time. And then if you're used to getting generic, you get generic. If you're used to getting name brand, you get name brand. But it's not like, oh, sorry, we're out of this. Like, they might be out of something and give you a bigger one, and you have to pill chop or whatever. I don't know. I don't have like a lot of pharmaceuticals in my adult life, but I have prescribed. You wanted to get the same thing, but in this case, you just have to be creative because they might not have the potassium. What did I say about magnesium, potassium drink powder thing? But they might have a sort of like a tear off. They might have a container like that, or they might have calcium added to it, which the other one didn't. So you have to think about the old stuff. You want to chart that stuff well too. At least the brand name, what it is, what's in it, as much as you can. Because if you at least know, like, what type it is and what brand and what dose, you can look it up. You should have it all in the chart, which is harder when you're not able to access the chart from home. You have to finish your charting at school, which I should remember, especially with community clinics. Finish the chart at home or at school before you leave, and you can have multiple patients seen, medications ordered, imaging ordered, charts completed, phone calls made, letters of, like, if they need a doctor's note, all that typed up, printed off, and boom, you go home or you go back to school. Like, I should remember that you could do all of that in 4 hours. So I should think about that when I think of the Fly Lady. 15 minutes you can do anything. I say 4 hours you can do anything. I'm really anxious right now. I'm really tired of sitting here. I had some blunders with the patient stuff. I had hardly billed for anybody. I can only bill for a few. I don't think November, December, January, February, March, April. November to December, December to January, January to March, January to February, February to March, March to April, April to May. I think I can do November. So I need to do some November billing. I'm missing some stuff with car accidents that I forgot to bill for. Like, there was just a mess. I'm like, you gotta get on it. Like, you have to do it every day. Now, I was in that meeting, and it was in the end of one, all of another one, and part of the next one. I said, oh, let's listen to the speaker. And you know how that goes. Oh, let's just listen to the speaker. Yeah, right. Because you want to hear what other people have to say in relation to the speaker. And last person actually was talking about using or having meds, wanting their kids med. The speaker said they wanted to have their kids med this morning, and they had put their partner in charge of that. They woke up not being able to function in their brain. They thought they take their kids up, or that they would. And she said she had contacted her partner to ask where the meds were, since he's been in charge, because she knew she had this problem in the past with these kind of substances. And she called her sponsor, and her sponsor ended up helping her. Like, she didn't take the drugs. That would have been a relapse. And then a lot of people were talking about being pregnant. And where is my... A lot of people are talking about being pregnant. I don't know how to stretch this out, and not taking, or having C-sections and just taking Tylenol and stuff like that. And someone's like, their ego wanted to say that they could do it without drugs, to show someone I could do it, you can't, or whatever. And some people said they're having a surgery soon, a couple people. So it ended up, this was talking about pills that people were even taking as prescribed, but they didn't want them because they knew that they were an addict, and they didn't want to have mind-altering or body-altering substances. And that's the type of person I am. I won't even take the Tylenol. Someone said they had the IV Tylenol. I wouldn't even take that. And this person's like, oh, I'm having surgery soon. And all I could think is, everybody, we're sheep. We are following the American Medical Association, the CDC, the FDA. You're going to say, of course you're going to follow that, because that's the government, because those are associations that have professionals. I went and had a biopsy on both sides of my breast. And I'll say all post. Kirby. I had, my chiropractor drove me out there to the appointment, because I had gone. No, that was after that. I had ordered a medical cab, but it took like hours to get back. I was waiting at this place for hours. No food, no bathroom, no water. So I had my chiropractor drove me, so I wouldn't have to drive, especially stick shift, with this band-aids on my boobs. My boobs still hurt from that, especially the right side, so bad. I had an appointment that evening. My sponsor was going to take me to acupuncture, and she's like, oh, I want a free visit too. Can I see your acupuncture? I was like, oh, whoa. I was like, this lady's driving like a Beamer, works at a bank, dresses nice, gets her hair and nails done, lives in a house, like, she has a ton of money. I'm like, you need to freaking pay. Like, this lady's letting me, this person is letting me do this because I ain't got a job. I ain't got anything. I think I had a job at the vending at the grocery store. I mean, that's so rude of me. Maybe that lady would have given her a free visit, but I feel like when people have a sliding scale, there's a reason, and I should have kept out of it. But sometimes you tell someone that someone's helping you and you're desperate. Like, I don't know. if I had money, like there's an Oregon thing right now going on where you can get $250 and you need a letter from a doctor or some kind of reason. And I personally, I almost want to tell the kids to do it, but I'm like, I don't. $250 would be helpful, especially since they're not like my son's not trying to find a job. I haven't been able to find it. Like it's $250 would be so helpful for the rent for the next crap that I have to pay in a couple days. Oh my god, I have something else I have to do too. I have to put money into my one of my bank accounts like ASAP. Anyways, oh my god, I have to do that ASAP. I have so much to do ASAP. I don't even know how to do it, and I only have a couple hours until my partner's off work. He comes home randomly, so it's like hard to make him food. I'll probably make him some rice or something. He might go out to eat. He doesn't want to waste money like that unless he's craving something. Anyways, I was talking about something, and then I started talking about that meeting. I feel really angry though. I feel like I got calm a little bit, and then I got really anxious again. And I said, I am not used to this type of meeting. And I ended at when they ended. And they said, we're going to restart in 2 more minutes. The second meeting, because I came in late. Actually, the first meeting, I heard the beginning too. They were reading out of the book, step 6. And then, the second meeting, just rip my hair. This guy was talking about abandonment issues. He kept swinging around to that. And I said, dang, that is deep in him. I could see that deep in him. And I wonder, he talked about something like how we talk about in recovery. Oh, I don't know if God's going to give me a spouse or a car or a house or a job, but it's like you got to work on your recovery. So I wasn't quite sure if he had a partner. Just thinking in my mind, even you feel like lonely sometimes if you have abandonment issues or you have your parents didn't attach to you very well. And then it's like when I have a partner, when I didn't have a partner, I felt lonely and felt rejected. When I do have a partner, I feel like I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, oh my god, I'm warm right now. Sun came out. I feel abandonment issues if I feel unloved or undesired or like somebody could just be tired and I could feel like, oh my god, it's the end of the world, Let me get some scissors. They could just be minding their own business, watching TV, and I'll be like, oh my god, they don't like me, what did I do wrong? So we're gonna do this, what should have been done, this is super lightweight. I have this, I gotta charge all my stuff. I feel like just plugging in everything except my phone. In fact, I can do my phone. Oh shoot, that did get dust on the bed. Dang it. Oh my god, there's like grease on it. Gee, why is there grease on it? Is there grease on this? Oh my god. That means I have to change the freaking sheets. My partner's dirty. I knew, this is the one reason I would make the bed is if you put some crap on there, you lay on it with dirty clothes, and then you have that on the outside. Oh, I feel so bad. I just felt killing myself with my fingernail. So I'm going to open this juicer. Should we do juicing right now? Wouldn't that be something if I just decided to get that? Like, of course, because I'm procrastinating what I really need to do. My friend had the same juices I had. I think I had the stainless, or the chrome finished, and she had the white one. And I was like, oh, I know how to juice. She's like, no, I don't feel. I was like, oh, please, can you get us? That would be like the perfect thing before a test. And then she said my son was breathing funny and she couldn't focus. She said he was snuffling or something. Like I never noticed that, and I was like, oh. So I don't know how you're supposed to fit the juice in here. It's just what I was gonna do is rinse it. I need to make a spot over there. There's a lot of wasted space because of empty jars. So I'm going to pull out this machine. It's about the size of a small coffee pot. I've never had a juicer. Actually, I had one this small. So I should... Well, yeah, thing you put the stuff in is really thin. Let me show you that. I'll just hold it up longer. It's really small, but it's okay. It's not a masticating, like a chewing type of juicer, which I'm really sad about, but those are over $100. Keep fingers, oh great. What is this part? This must be the pulp part, and then they don't have a cup for the juice part right here, so that my nifty jars will come in handy. It's pretty compact. I don't know if this is a good brand. Let me stick it over here on the floor. Oh, the cord is super short. I don't even know. Like, the cord is so short, I don't even think it'll reach. Like, it literally, it's like this short, and because we don't have a kitchen, we don't have any plugs on the wall. They're all down low. So I'm definitely going to have to find an extension cord. Let me wipe this off. I am super anxious. I'm not getting stuff done. I'm finding out how little money that I earned. I've seen so many patients. I have chart documented and closed, but I don't have the payments for them. And that is, like, I have a hardship. Just, I'm like handicapped or something. This sucks. I kind of like, if people were drug dealers, they'd be like, exchange the money for the goods. Or if you have a food cart, you exchange the money for the goods. Once in a while, you'll give someone a credit, but you're not going to do that all the time. Or you might do it and find out that person's not worth having owe you money. So that's really annoying, in my opinion. And I put too much water. I put too much hot water in my lemonade. Let me cut my lemon up just a second. Let me move the cord. One thing that hurts so bad is when you step on the cord. I took it out of the box. It took me 2 weeks. I have to do the same thing with the printer. And my knife is covered in seeds from an eggplant, so let me get rid of that. This box was filthy. I gotta clean the floors. I gotta clean the whole place, but I have to do this Medicaid thing. So the only thing that I can think of doing right now is to go for my walk, come back in, and just plow through this one thing and do this application and just freaking make up the numbers. Like, I mean, I didn't, okay, the reason I say make up the numbers is because I still have to bill for some stuff for the end of 2019, and I was doing telephone calls, and it's confusing, and I still need to bill for some stuff, and they're going to count this stuff. You have 6 months, and I should have billed for all of last year, for Pete's sake. God, I wish I had a year. I'm going to look up hardships for providers that were not able, reasons that you were not able to bill, because this is out of control. I need to make the money that I deserve to make, and it's my fault for not having a billing person. I do have an easy billing page, and I need to just pull that up. Like, I need to just, don't even finish the chart. Just chart while you're on an appointment and freaking pull up that form and do the bill before midnight. Just type it, write it in crayon, write it in blood, write it in spit, dirt, whatever, and stick it in an envelope. Like, that's what I need to do right now. Let me find some mineral water. Here's one. Let me get this one. I have these little ones. I feel kind of wasteful. I figured, I'll save some of these bottles and put some cans in my drink, but so that they don't go flat. But I usually do. I have a system. It doesn't matter. I just need to get this clutter out of here. But we don't have our own space, and we're only in this room, and we have a little bit of stuff down at the end of the stairs. And we put everything into our stairs, and then mice got in there. It was just like a nightmare. Seeds. I should be planting them. I don't have anything. I could plant them in some of this garbage that's sitting here. This tastes so good right now. I can't even describe it. That was faster than juicing, and I just juiced a lemon with my knife. This makes you want to eat. It tastes good. It's like I just want to eat for myself to come. Let me scoot this coffee pot over. For some reason, it's creeping me out. I gotta find my partner's eyeglass thing. I shouldn't have given it back to him. I knew I should have thumbtacked it to the wall. Kicking myself. Because he needs it. We're supposed to be reading out loud, and I feel really bad that I gave it back to him twice, and I got upset with him. But it was also, my wallet was all damaged, and my purse was getting all funky from stuffing that paper in my bag. So about this job, I'm gonna call and ask them. I don't want to call though. I'll do it on Friday. I'll be like, oh, I left a message. Wednesday to be 2 weeks. They haven't responded. So I wondered if what they could do. I was like, can they just send me in to get a lab test? Do I need to make an appointment? Are you seeing people in person? I can make an appointment right now and get the test. Would I get a TB Times test where I have to come one day, then 3 days later and walk into your nasty clinic? Like, is it even worth it with coming into a clinic with sick people? It's also a dental clinic, so there's good twice as many people coming in. The one good thing about those bottles, that they were on sale, they were $2 off. One good thing about those bottles is that they make your drink very fizzy instead of the big liter bottle or the half liter bottle. Let me plug in my phone. I think I'm just gonna take my walk. It's already almost 3. It'll take me a half an hour to walk, and my partner will be home probably an hour after that. I think what I should really do is do the finish this list. Well, I needed a break, so I need to order clothes. I need a raincoat. It looks like it's actually going to rain. I need to take a shower. I need to clean. I need to put the old laundry back away, or the old laundry that wasn't put away, and then put the other laundry in the dirty clothes. And especially my partner is working out in the mud and in a dirty house. It's bad, mold and all this fiberglass. It's really bad. We both need to get that stuff into the laundromat, which grosses me out. There's a county 15 minutes from here, and they have the highest on this side of the bay number of COVID cases, and I'm wondering what in the world. Is it because it's bigger? It seems like pretty rural, and I don't know if people are going out there from the city. They have vacation homes and stuff, because I feel like that's where a lot of the infections come from. There's a lot of people that we know that are traveling through states on airplanes and in cars. They're just traveling from here to Florida. A couple people in the New York and everywhere, and up north and on the other side of DC, and people are being careless. Like, someone's like, oh yeah, we're not going to talk, but we're going to share food back and forth every day. And it's like they talk to each other, and it's like, how do you know you're sick or not? Like, even if you got tested, I still want to be cautious, because you don't know if this is a false negative, false positive. You don't know if you can get reinfected. You don't know if it's like how regular corona cold virus is, where you get a very similar cold. Like, how many colds have little kids had, and they still get viral colds, and potentially even flus, second type of thing, and they're gonna get a variation of something that they had when they were 3. Or how do you know that when you have viruses, it's stored in your body? How do you know that something you had when you were 3 or 4 isn't reinfecting you, like reactivating, like TB, like come alive under stress? Like, I took immunology, and and then I took my microbiology was mixed with public health. I have to exercise, guys. My body is so like, ugh. Sun's coming out again. So I want to talk about the COVID, and I also want to talk about getting clothing. If I get a coat or a jacket, a couple tank tops, um, a pair of pants. Let's write this down. Let's say I get that and that light sweater. I'll say a coat, one pants, two tanks, and a sweater. I'll say spring. I won't say summer yet. It's still spring. I feel like this will cost $300. I'm not even gonna lie. If I got a good jacket, like a raincoat, if I got a good raincoat, it's gonna be $60+. If I get a pair of pants, let's just say I get all this from Kohl's. If I get a pair of pants, I could get for size 12 or 14 Gloria Vanderbilt. Okay, so I have to erase this video. My thing is filling up. Woo. Oh my gosh. This thing is rushing me. It's like I have one video. I gotta move all of my other documents onto Google Drive, all my pictures and applications and stuff. Two tank tops. I haven't looked. I looked up Rockin' Republic. They had mostly Beavis and Butthead. I was just like, I'm not. There was a shirt that had a thing right here. I'm gonna put that on there. T-shirt, gray. Rockin' Republic. It was like, it got my attention. I don't know why. And this is from Kohl's. I've never bought the Rockin' Republic. It's so expensive, and they didn't have the rocker style. It's like they went back 25 or 30 years, and they're working their way through each year's fashion and trends. It's like, because some of it was like kind of like rock, like black with silver metal and sequins, like that. I like that, and like the skinny pants that make you look, a little bit rough, but at the same time you can make it look a little bit like gothic dressy or gothic business casual. But I was like, I wasn't in the mood for all these t-shirts in the 90s. And the two tank tops, I suppose that would just be like the shirts I wear around the house. I really wanted to do, so I could say Kohl's for that t-shirt. I could say Nordstrom Rack for that sweater, spring. Let's say Jeep, I guess. This is gonna be like 4 packages. A pair of pants and a raincoat. Columbia.com is like, my boyfriend wants me to get Patagonia. I could try Patagonia. I need shoes. I need some decent shoes to wear. I have a very old pair of Doc Martens that I'm using for job interviews. I don't have any dress shoes. So I'll say one Doc Marten casual dress. And I'll say $60. I feel like nobody's lowering the prices. People are getting money. They're saying only 30% of the workforce is out of work. I don't know if that's because of the unemployment. And I think I don't have my phone. I ordered a savings bond on Friday. I swore it's in my mail in Oregon. I could see a picture. I was like, wait, it's only Monday. I just ordered that Friday night. I was like, you don't know. I feel like some things people are doing stuff super fast. It's almost like they're at home. They don't have business meetings. They don't have like cheerleading things in the morning where they have to go to some meeting room, stare at each other. I feel like it's just like you wake up, oh, got an email, got a thing, got something, gotta do it. It's like, I swear some stuff is like that. I feel good that this thing is not due today, but I should have done this months and months ago. It's also not letting me do another chart thing. It's not letting me choose another date. So I pretty much don't qualify. I'm just going to let it go and do the FCC grant you saw in the first video for Monday today. I didn't put the date on there. I said I was anxious, which I was going to save that for this video, but I'll say more anxious. Um, I know that I know that I should qualify, but I did one thing wrong, and you got to do 100% of everything right, and I am devastated. I am heartbroken. I am going to need to just focus my energy on what I can do for my business that benefits me, and not depend on the government to give me what they're promising to give you and saying you qualify because of this reason, but because your EHR company sucks, you can't do anything. You can't get. I'm already out like over $25,000 because of my EHR. I'm paying them $99 a month, and because they suck, like I gotta change. I gotta add a different EHR. Like I can't live like that anymore. And I try to look at the positives today and say, you know, I have the stuff on a cloud. If something happens or if I need to go somewhere else or use a different device, I will be able to access this really important stuff. I don't have backup copies. They gave us the opportunity when they started charging. They said it was going to be always free and they were going to use the data for research. They're going to sell our patients' data for research, which I wasn't into. But I was like, between that and ads, I needed something free. So I just put that in my intake paperwork. And it was supposed to be non-disclosed personal information, you know. And now they're charging. They're still giving us ads for other suppliers, and they're giving us they're probably still doing the research. So like, we might as well just make as much as we can. And I still am mad that they don't give you tiers. Like if you have 0 to 20 new patients a month, that it should be like $15 a month, and don't charge me with the same as some clinic that's bringing in a whole bunch of people. I don't know what to do about it. I'm mad because the patient data is on there where I can access it and all this information, and I don't have any backups. I should make backups of all of that in encrypted files. Unfortunately, it's almost like a ransom. Like if you don't pay, then they'll make it view only. Maybe not. Maybe you can't even access it all. When they were first switching over to paid, they said that we'll give you opportunity to move your data or download it view only mode if you don't start paying us. And besides not having tiered, they promised that they would never charge. And then they got bought by someone else. And I think that everyone who already had it, a lot of people were already paying. If you had a bigger place and you got so many numbers per month of patients, they will charge you. I don't know by the patient or different tiers above that. But those of us who are doing it free, I think we should have been grandfathered in. Because I will not recommend that company to anybody because of the way they're lying. And the way they suck. And even if it's free, it shouldn't suck because you know it's not free for everyone. And when you're trying to see patients and stupid ads come across your screen and you can't type, or you type the wrong thing, you try to get rid of the ad and you actually back out and lose your chart note, you got to deal with their dilly-dally stupidness. It's like nobody asked me if I like this program. Nobody asked me what's wrong with it and how frustrating the doctor, all our doctor I shadowed, frustrated with your program. But I just have to let go of the $25,000 that I lost and just move towards cash-based business, because a doctor can make over $10,000 a month, even a naturopath, and I haven't made $10,000 in like a whole career of like actual billing. The bills I send, I could work one day, less than 8 hours, and be one month is 6 weeks of expenses paid for. What the going Medicaid, that's like the Medicare, Medicaid, not cash, like the rate of the amount of work I'm doing. And I gotta work jobs like Pizza Hut just to pay the rent and keep the gas in the car, and not bill for that amount of money to pay my rent for my office and that stupid electronic health. But I don't receive the money. I get a lot of zeros. You bill $294, you get $31. You get something more than nothing, you're happy. But you're like, they're taking advantage of me. They're probably like, don't just pay this lady low. She never argues. Like, they'll probably have a list of who argues. Pay these people decent. Pay these people high. Don't ever pay anyone high as what they should get. And these are their numbers. The numbers I'm using are their calculations. It's like, maybe I need to raise my prices. Maybe that I would get more. But if you ask, you have to charge everyone. So I might as well just go with what they have because it's already charted out. I just had to look at inflation. You have to charge everybody. So the reason I haven't raised the prices is because I need to do it and write it down and be consistent. Because if they pay cash, you have to charge the same amount. If they pay other private insurance, you have to pay the same amount. If they're sliding scale, then you need to document that you have some sort of difference for them based on their evaluated income level or poverty status. I want to dream a little bit right now about what I want my clinic. I mentioned this in the last visit or the last video that I wanted a room. So, okay, there was a clinic space in Portland that my dad said he'd pay like $800 or $900 a month for clinic space, and then he reneged on it, and he always reneged on stuff. So I ended up getting the $450, $425 a month place, which was just literally a closet, literally. So if I had paid twice as much, I would have had a ground floor where I had an office building, a professional office building, where you could go in and it had parking to the main building and come to my office, or there's a back door where you could have, or there's also a parking lot where you could put up there's a little step where you just put up a ramp. The guy over there had a little ramp for wheelchairs. The bathroom is right there. I was trying to eye whether or not, it didn't say handicap, but whether or not that could be accessible by someone in a wheelchair or a scooter. I'm not sure. I had looked at this, and from what I remember from the office part, it was very bright. It was very big. Big enough for me, but not like big, like not like 2,000 square feet, but like maybe, 500 square feet? I don't know. It had a waiting room. So you walk in, there's a waiting room area. It had a reception area. And then it had it's a kitchen type thing. And there was a door that led to a hallway that led to a bathroom. So there was like a kitchen with a sink. And then I think there was another like kitchen nook with cabinets, but I don't think that one had a sink. And then it had, I keep hearing this banging noise. And then it had, I feel like I don't remember where the offices were. Like, there was like an office, like it might, let's just do, we're not in Portland, right? Let's just imagine, let's just add to that. There would be like an office for me, like, it's got my books, it's got my desk, it's got my printer and my computer, and my desk drawer has my lower bars and petty cash or whatever you have. And then you have the exam room or rooms. Let's say there's at least 2 exam rooms. I did study under a doctor. She had an exam room up front that she leased to people. But she had a records room in the back. She had another room right here that was big. It had a big wall of books. And she did the NEAT, which is the allergy, like you do the strength and allergy testing. Very interesting. Not something we learn in typical med school, in our med school. A lot of people are trained in that. And they had like a special, it was kind of, I don't know if it was like a chiropractor chair or a regular exam table. A lot of us have like wooden exam tables, except for the guy would have like the metal, like stir-up tables. A lot of us had wooden and natural stuff. Anyways, whatever. I guess metal is natural too. And I had her other room across there was more bright laboratory. I don't know if it's because the floors, I feel like it's like you could wash it down and sterilize it better than the other part. On her part here had a desk Her name was Victoria. She had a desk. She had a chair, couple chairs, a desk facing the door. She had a computer and printer, and she had the patient area over there. And I feel like she was more room than just one little table. But she had her meat allergy testing, like this container. It's almost like homeopathy. It was like a bottle of, it looked like water. And each one had a different label on it, like wheat gluten, oats, sunflower, like all these different substances that someone could be allergic to. I think she had hay fever stuff too. It's like, I swear, what's weird is when the sun is out. No, this is not. I'm not stupid. The sun is out, it's hot. When the sun is not out, it's cold. But it's like there's no sun shining through the window, so it must literally be the sun shining onto the roof that's not insulated or something. That's creeping me out. Anyways, I can imagine like you have a big room like that, and you have a lab across where you can do blood draws and injections, and have your lab chair and your white cabinets in all of your refrigerators and freezers that you need, centrifuges and all the what was she was doing somebody's, maybe she was just drawing them. She was doing somebody's hormone replacement. And this lady like ran out and she had blood. She was like elderly. And she was like, I was like, that's shady as heck. It's like, it's not shady. It's just, my mind was like, could she get pregnant? Like, I was like, could you give somebody female hormones and then they get off of them? Is it kind of like having a period, like having your birth control pills? I didn't know, and I have to look this up, but as a kid, I thought the birth control pills, that when you have the sugar pills, like the 4 or 5 at the end, that you would actually ovulate and bleed. But I believe the pills keeps you from ovulating, and when you don't have the medication that's active, you actually just bleed. Like, it's basically like when you're on your period, you're like the hormones are like this, like this are not on, like when you're natural, not using meds, and then it's like blop, you ovulate, and then it's like, okay, that's there, and then blop, it didn't get your cell or your uterus builds up all this tissue to try to have a house for your baby that's supposed to get a sperm conceiving a child, and then it sticks into the uterus and everything starts developing a child. But then it's like if so there's fimbriae outside of the ovaries where it's like you have a spit wad of a egg, and it sticks to the sticky fimbriae, and somehow it works its way like into the, remember on Super Mario Brothers Star Wars 2 where that big bird's like whoop, 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 that egg. It's like that. It's just like, and it's like it works its way in to meet up with a sperm. Anyways, and I feel like if you're natural, you just drop that egg and then you don't get pregnant and you shed the uterine lining, which results in blood and clots and tissue and fluids. But if you are on the pill, you skip this part, but you are made to not bleed. Or sorry, made to bleed, but you're not able to release the egg. So it's like a trick in a way. Like, and I'm sorry that it's been a long time. There's a lot of women's health that I did study before, during, and after med school, mostly during and after, and those charts screw me out with the progesterone, estrogen, and testosterones. I could see them in my head. Dr. Liz Collins, she was left-handed. She came and taught that, and Dr. Winstar, and I could relate, thank God, to their, because it's like, Dr. Winstar, women's bodies are so complicated. It's like you go in, and it's all this, like, dark and all these, like, this complex, like, they're doing gyne exams, visual exams. She had a colposcopy viewer, colposcoscope, like a scope where you view inside And that was a special thing. They were just like, whatever you do, do not knock this over. Like, this is like the prize of our clinic. It was like, oh my god. Because colposcopy, you do a tissue sample, but you need to be able to see really well what you're doing versus just sticking in a speculum and a light. I never did get that. I have all that stuff in Oregon. Oh my god, I'm like freaking out about everything I left out there. Anyways, I have the disposable little thingies. Anyways, and I don't have a headlamp. I don't even have the disposable ones where you could stick the Welch Allyn light into it. These ants are bugging me. Oh my god, it's dark. I'm freaking out. I have anxiety. And lemonade was really good. My boyfriend's gonna be home soon. I won't be able to do any of this work. It takes a long time, a lot of focus, and I tell you guys, 3:30. It's not just now 3 o'clock. 3:30, my brain wakes up, and I need to start being close to dawn at 3:30 if I want to do it in my own privacy. So I can imagine myself in a clinic like that space for less than $800 a month, like literally $250 a month. That's all I can afford. That's all I can afford. And then I have like a little storefront thing in the front that has like some wall hangings and some window light catchers and stuff. Solar powered junk. My medicinary. Apothecary. Why can't this dream become a reality? Because who's gonna rent their place for $250 a month? And I could really use 2 sinks. I could use a lab sink and then just a general hand washing sink. If you have 1 sink, it's better than no sink. You could sterilize your sink. I mean, it needs to be sterilized anyway. I should probably order a Sharps container like today. I have 3 in Oregon. No, I think I only have 2. I might have 3. I had a portable one. I feel like I lost the portable one, and I was like, I had to put together another Sharps container. Like, it was in my laundry room, because, I don't know, it's crazy. I gotta go on my walk, guys. I just like doing the video. I want to watch other people. I just want to talk about my dreams. I hate feeling like no one understands what I really need in life, and I feel like I'm suffering. Like, I had dust on the bed. That made me feel bad. I just want to overeat and drink lemonade, and sometimes you get the perfect lemonade, like you get the perfect grape. Oh, I have blueberries I need to eat. So we did go to Whole Foods. I didn't go to Kefra's. I was imagining going up to Kefra's. I was like drooling over it. What I gotta learn to do is to soak my noodles and make some kind of a sauce, like a white sauce with mushrooms and onions, and see if I can recreate a little bit of what they have. I do have onions and cucumber, and I do have cashew butter, so that might be my dinner. I probably will grab one of my jars and soak a couple of these mushrooms. And I'm thinking of soaking the mushrooms with the what do you call it? The noodles, the kelp noodles. See if I can soften up the noodles, puff them up, and give them some flavor. I'm just having pepper, turmeric, and salt with Bragg, and then I do have the Bragg sprinkle. But I don't know. I need a different kind of season. You know what I miss was regular garlic and onions with my food. So I do have garlic and an old onion in the fridge. So today's probably the day to chop it up. Get that chopped up. Get some garlic chopped up. Maybe put that in a plastic bag. And get this cutting board cleaned off so my watermelon can not taste like it. But I think I'm going to see what I can do about getting that chart stuff done. Do my language, do my yoga, do my walk. And then, because tomorrow we have 2 commitments from 6 o'clock to 8. I missed my meeting, my Al-Anon meetings all week. The NA group, I'm really grateful for. I wouldn't mind doing an AA. Just, I don't know why. Just to tone it down a little bit. Alcohol is a depressant and people's brains are depressed. They're older people usually. I don't mind the energy. Excuse me, but the COVID-19, I have the test kits. I don't have the stuff to return it to the lab properly. But heck, if they say that I just need to return it in a box that's in a bag, that's in a double bag, then I will do that. I will. I don't have the absorbent material, so if I have to use a freaking paper towel, because that's one thing in Portland. Also, some of the old lab stuff I had from, we were throwing out lab kits that expired in the clinic, and I'd save sometimes the vials because they would never expire. And some of the packaging in the FedEx biohazard containers are like the little bags. I would save them, but it got to a point where I wasn't running any labs, so I threw that stuff away. Even if I had it, it's an organ, and you feel so wasteful. But if you want, you can't do something like just like this EHR. You can't do it 90-95%. You have to do it 100% plus. And that's part of my problem. I don't know why I'm so anxious though. That car was like speeding down the street. I couldn't even see it. It went by so fast. Let me see. Oh my god, I just messed up the blinds. Whatever I was talking about with the onions and garlic and all that, it's making my mouth water. I don't know. Maybe they didn't go down the street. Maybe they were just going down the highway that's out there. It's kind of at a kitty corner. Yeah, this computer is going to be full, and I won't have any more space, so I need to stop the video. I don't like this anxiety, and I don't like not having a job, and I don't like that the clinic I called hasn't called me about getting the TB testing, and I don't know if it's, I don't want to go into a lab, I don't want to go into a clinic, I don't want to go into a job where there's people coming in and out of nursing homes, you know what I mean? And for $12 an hour, like, I literally am telling you that I rather, like, do a newspaper route, which is not easy, you know? Wait, let me get some of my snack. It's so not ready. I'd rather do a newspaper route than not touch somebody. Like, if I can't, people are like, oh, I became a part-time blogger, and then I became a full-time blogger, and quit my job and make money blogging. Like, I'm not just like, I'm chatty. I could type as much as I talk, but I've been using my iPad and borrowed computer, literally. So that's part of my issue there. Last thing I want to talk about, some guy had some sober time. His partner died, and his other partner has a mental disorder. He's tired of it. I don't know if it's because of the quarantine, but this person's also violent. So I felt bad for anyone who's got this mental condition diagnosis, whether they're medicated or not. Like, you don't want to feel like, you feel like this diagnosis, people are like, I don't want to be around you because you have that diagnosis, you know what I mean? And I forgot we moved that cord. Oops. Oh man. And so it's like, I think that a diagnosis is a diagnosis. That's something that maybe you can get counseling, therapy, and medications, and do groups and learn how to cope with your own self, because you have something similar to other people, and then someone else found out what kind of works. But I still think that people are individuals, and like, just because they have a diagnosis doesn't mean they have to go hitting on their partner and beating them up, you know what I mean? Like, that's not acceptable. So I have my partner have some diagnosis, but he's an individual, and I feel like some stuff he didn't want to say anything, and I feel bad because it's like, I'm not going to judge you for that. But just like astrology, it's like you can think about how you can get along with that person, but who you are and who they are and what their sign is and what their diagnosis is, how their brain works, how they were traumatized. You can think about them, and you can think about seeing what, like, kind of like reflection about, wow, like, I'm trying to judge them, but you're pointing at yourself with these fingers. And you look at yourself and see how you act to the world, and how you carry on your abilities to remain calm. I mean, you can be an entertainer, not have to remain calm because you bring the energy. So one thing that makes me mad, I told you earlier, I got distracted. People from high school were they were doing the online sales on Facebook. I was jealous because no one gave me any money, even $1 for my fundraiser. Nobody's helped me. Nobody's called me. I try to call and text people and message them, and they don't respond. And sometimes these people say, "You don't respond. Well, you're too busy." No, but I'm mad. I can't even. I always feel the same way. I just say, "Screw you." I'm not going to vent about it. Sometimes I say, "Poor me." But do you ever feel like a little red hen? Oh yeah, well, I'll do it without you. And then when you want my help, I'm not going to help you. Not because I'm holding a grudge. I'm holding a grudge, but not to be like like Jesus, like a Buddhist, and let it go and help somebody else with their suffering. Where it's like, I have my own debts. I have my own fees. I have my own kids that need my help. And it's like, if these people would have been friends with me, would have acknowledged my texts and my messages, then maybe I would say, I'll buy $5 worth of crap from you that I was already looking to buy at Walmart, you know? And that's the thing, you know? If you, the Bible says not to just feed poor people just to get something in return, but to feed them and don't expect anything in return. So I'm not going to say, oh, because you didn't give me anything, I'm not going to give you anything. I don't have anything to give anyway. But the whole point is, my point is, they're not even a friend. They're not even talking to me. They're pretty much like, oh, I've seen you on Facebook. Haven't talked to you in 15, 20 years. Have a good life. You know, don't talk to me again. You know, I'm too busy enjoying my own trauma, enjoying my own kids, enjoying my own, high-paying job and long, flowing model hair and fake eyelashes. They got to be with someone who's vain and show it off. It's like my mother died. My mom helped these kids. My mom drove them around, took them to concerts, brought them food, took them to many concerts, paid for their lunches. Her tennis coach, their parents refused to drive them home from tennis lessons. My mom drove them home, filled up the car with girls. That's parents. They had parents, neighbors, parents, spouses, cousins, like grown-ups, like 30-something-year-old cousins, grandma. No one would drive their kids home. They're sitting at home watching TV. My mom took care of these kids. These people I knew since elementary to junior high. Don't give me time of day when my mom does. Don't give me time of day when I leave my ex-husband and I'm alone. I have no friends. I'm in Oregon, all alone. No relatives to talk to. Thank God I have my kids to talk to. And so I've been having nightmares about seeing all this begging online. I'm about to block them because I can't be having nightmares. And you know why I have the nightmares? Because I'm jealous that they have friends that help them. And I feel guilty that I don't have, that I can't just use this as a thing to say, well, I forgive you. I don't know what you're going through when I need help. But I'm going to be better than you. I'm going to be more loving than you were. I'm going to be more caring and buy something for you. I could do that. But it's like, if you can't even give me the time of day, then I'm not your friend. You're greedy, you're selfish, and you want other people that look like Barbie. And that's not me. Peace, guys. This is a long video.